Canada is stepping up to fight the fires in the Amazon.
Justin Trudeau announcing Canada's support to help fight wildfires in the Amazon rainforest as the G7 summit in France came to a close.
Canada is offering to help by sending water bombers, as well as a financial contribution of $15 million.
Trudeau's comments followed a pledge from G7 countries for a $20 million emergency fund to help battle the record fires. Brazil's Space Research Center has recorded more than 70,000 so far this year. Global outcry over the fires comes amid growing concern over Brazil's President Jair Bolsonaro's environmental policy, as some point to farmers and ranchers for deliberately starting fires to clear farmland.
La perte du premier poumon.
French President Emmanuel Macron, this year's G7 host, has called the fires an international crisis, saying the Amazon captures 14% of the CO2 in the world, adding the loss of the main lung of the planet is a global problem. Bolsonaro slammed the G7 commitment to fight the fires as treating the region like a colony. This amid an ongoing dispute between the leaders of Brazil and France, with Macron blaming Bolsonaro for fires in the Amazon and accusing him of lying about his climate change policy. And over the weekend, Bolsonaro endorsed a social media post insulting Macron's wife. The French leader called the post extremely disrespectful and said Brazilian women must be ashamed to read the message from their president. Brazil's environment minister, though, says the G7 funding to help fight the fires is welcome. And a message to the G7 came from this Brazilian indigenous chief and environmental activist who's calling on leaders to do more to tackle the fires and says the current situation is disastrous. Before the G7 wrapped up, talks were held on climate change, but one chair at the table was empty. Donald Trump, a climate change skeptic who withdrew the U.S. from the Paris Climate Pact, skipped the meeting he was scheduled to attend on the environment, biodiversity, and the fires in the Amazon, and held bilateral talks instead. The French president says Trump's aides were there. Later, Trump dismissed concerns about climate change, saying he's not going to lose America's wealth on, quote, dreams and windmills.